Hey everyone, this is Taylor and Kelsey.
Hey.
The dream team is back for episode 18, and we're excited to talk about adding value to your social media platform. And basically what we're going to start with is, lately we've actually been hearing a lot more. Our clients or just people in general are coming to us asking, why am I not getting any engagement on my posts? Or, what am I doing wrong that is leading to no one interacting with us?
A lot of times, they don't get, even though they could post every day, you still might not. It doesn't matter how much you post sometimes, it's what you're posting.
Exactly.
That's,
They're just getting crickets, basically. And there's actually a pretty good answer to this, and that's what we're going to cover today. So basically, let's start with understanding social media in general. So when we all first joined social media, we were not joining to interact with brands.
No.
We were joining to hang out with our friends and see what they're up to, invite them to things and that kind of stuff, and keep up with
Share
everyone.
pictures
Exactly.
and stuff like that.
And that's still the essence of social media, but brands have definitely joined the conversation. Of course, it's been years now they've joined the conversation. But what that means is that you have to be a lot more crafty with what you're doing if you're a brand on social media. And what I mean by that is, how are you adding value to that conversation? And I'm going to let Kelsey go into more depth of that.
Just kind of thinking about what you're trying to achieve through your post. Is it sales? Is it you just, I don't know, just trying to be funny? It's just kind of what you want your message to be, and you have to think about what kind of audience you have in order to make that message. So
Exactly.
But yeah, so I was talking to them earlier about this place in where I went to school. It's Doodles Cupcakes. It's only open on Tuesdays.
Okay.
And everyone knows that at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays, they post this thing where you can enter your name and win a raffle for free cupcakes.
Oh my gosh.
So everyone knows to go on there at 10. So that's the purpose, is they always have that same purpose with that post, which I think was really cool. Yeah. So
you start creating habits with that, and
Yeah.
then people really know to go on there at 10. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But a big part of it is just having the correct mix between adding value and making that sale. So what we mean is, let's say you're a family entertainment center and you have all these different attractions at your facility. So it's really good to talk about those attractions. It's really good to post customer feedback.
Especially customer feedback, because with testimonials and stuff, people trust their friends and stuff like that, over other opinions, I feel so that's really important.
But if you're constantly putting up a schedule of when you're open, or a food specials, or events, it's really, really gonna hurt your engagement. And so the general rule of thumb is 12-to-1 ratio. So what we mean by that is for every 12 posts that are not salesy, they're just about you and your rink or entertainment center, and then after those 12, one salesy post is good. So that could be, again, a special event that's coming up, maybe a special offer, or your calendar of events. And that really helps, because social media really is humanizing your brand. It should really not only amplify the things that are on your website, but it should show your personality, the tone that you're using. It should match when people come into your facility.
Exactly.
So the next thing we should really look at is you need to know your network. So not every social media network is the same. And if you know that, then you can be really successful in each network.
If you want to put the same message across all networks, you can, but you kind of have to make your tone and word it a little differently based on the network, because with Twitter, it's a little more quick and quirky kind of. Facebook, so you can post a little bit longer and kind of go into a little bit more detail, stuff like that. Just the network is a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. And Instagram and Pinterest are very, very image heavy, so you can't be having poor quality photos on those things, because they're really not going to catch people's eye. And we're so visually
I'm a very visual person.
Yeah.
Like when I think about when I'm scrolling through Instagram and like I think about which ones I skip through, I'm like, oh, it's a really dark image, or it's like though it's too long of a description under it or something like that. So I try to think of it from my own personal perspective. Like when I'm scrolling through, not looking at things, like what are the things that do catch my attention, or like, and it's usually the bright images and things like that. So
and there's huge opportunity for all kinds of businesses to be on all those platforms. But again, you just have to know what you're trying to achieve on those platforms and the tone you need to take. So I know she talked about Facebook and Twitter, but for example, Instagram can be kind of those behind the scenes pictures that no one really sees of your facility, or maybe you're reposting a customer's photo that you saw when you clicked on your location on Instagram. You can always repost those as well. And then Pinterest is great because you can really get great ideas or offer great ideas on Pinterest, but again, you have to have that good photo to really catch people's eye.
Just think outside the box.
Exactly.
Like the things that we, for TrustWorks, I feel like we post on Instagram and stuff are just like, if we're all sitting at a table together, like, oh, that's funny, like we're all sitting together at one table, and normally we're spread out, and it's just like the little things that add that like human interest kind of factor into it. So.
Things that you would think, oh, this is nothing, really is something that people like us would be interested in seeing. So, and I think we can end on this note, just knowing, again, adding value, but to focus on these three things. You always want to be either educating, edifying, or entertaining your customers. And I think we've kind of covered that, but just think of it, like when you draft these posts on your platforms, ask yourself, is this something that I would be interested in reading or commenting on or even liking?
Is it relevant?
Right, exactly. So, and also ask, like I just said, are you educating us on something? Are you edifying someone or something? And then are you entertaining us? So those are really, really good points to really focus on.
Good model to live by.
Well, that's all we have for today, and thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next time.